Hey, Levi and Shan here. Today we'll be reading about a stepdad who stole his stepson's money to buy a house, a father who broke tools, uh, and as well as a necklace that his daughter made for him, and a woman who's not letting her ex's kid go with them to Disneyland. And then,
We'll give our input.
yeah,
We'll
and
see who we think might be in the wrong in each situation. And we open it up that you guys can also put
yeah, let
down
us know
what you
down in the
think.
comments. Maybe we're absolutely wrong
We're just
with a different,
reading it wrong or something.
yeah, maybe we just, lack the context of it. So let us know down in the comments what you guys think. So for this first story, am I the jerk for embarrassing my stepdad in front of his family, saying he's in my house? For the past few months, I, 17 male, haven't had a good relationship with my mom or stepdad. I'm angry at them because 2 years ago when my dad passed away, he left me inheritance that I'm supposed to get on my 18th birthday. I'm also getting survivor's benefits that my mom uses for me when I need things, so it's not like she uses inheritance for me. They bought a house that we moved into. It was weird for me because we always lived in a 3 bedroom apartment. My stepdad is a substitute teacher, my mom's a part-time receptionist. They never even had enough to go for a vacation or something, but all of a sudden they had enough for a large house out of nowhere. My mom looked guilty about it until she finally admitted they used some of what my dad left me to buy the house. I lost my cool. They try to justify it that it was for me too, and I asked them, does that mean they're moving out when I'm 18 and the house is going to be in my name? And they're like, no. That's what I thought. Supposedly the house uh,
Was for
was for me, but
me.
max time I would have lived there was a few months. There's still some money left if I went to a cheap college, but still, I can't believe they used my money for something on themselves. That amount could have helped me get my own house. Also, I think it's funny since my stepdad didn't like my dad because since I was spending more time with him, that my mom had to pay little in child support. But he doesn't care about using the money he left for me. Sorry if this is a bit of a rant, but where I'm asking is if I was the jerk was last Saturday, his family all came to stay at the house. They stayed Friday night, so it was next morning when I was getting ready to go to work. I made myself eggs in a hurry. Before I left, my stepdad asked how come there wasn't more for his family, and I told him it's because I'm already leaving for work. There wasn't going to be time to make something for everyone. He acted like it's not a big deal if I'm a little late to work, since it's rare they have people over at the house. We got into a back and forth because I'm not going to stop to make breakfast when he can do it himself. Then he pulled that "don't talk to me like that in my house." By the way, there's no door in the kitchen, and that leads right to the living room, so they could hear all of this. I said loudly, "Actually, it's my house since you paid for it with my money, and don't forget they stole from me." My mom was expecting me to apologize for embarrassing me in front of his whole family because after I left, they all had stuff to say about it. They already went home by the time I got home, but you could feel the tension. He straight up ignored me. That's how bad it was. I don't feel like there's anything for me to apologize for, so that's where she thinks I'm not being a good son and kind of a jerk. I want to know if others feel the same.
See, I don't. I feel like they were in the wrong for taking money that was supposed to be him. I know people will be like, "Oh, like it's for he's supposed to live in the house," like, but they had a place to live. It's not like they were homeless. So like them going and taking the money that was rightfully his is in the wrong. And like I don't I know like yeah he shouldn't have like spouted out, but like anyone in that situation probably would have done something like that. And I wouldn't apologize either if I was mad about it.
Like honestly, I'm sorry to interrupt, but like honestly, I don't even feel like he's in the wrong for saying that because he's not. It wasn't malicious. He was literally telling him the truth. Like it's not your house, it's my house. I paid for it. I'm right there with Shannon though. With like, it's his house and it's really messed up. They actually stole from him because it's not gonna be in his name. They're not gonna move out when he turns 18.
They're not
He
gonna pay him back
literally,
for it.
yeah, they're not gonna pay him back for it. He literally lost that money, what he had left from his dead father, so that they could live, you know, mortgage free in their own
Above their
house.
means.
Yeah, because a substitute teacher and a receptionist, and they were living in an apartment before, and so they sacrificed their son and stepson's future to put themselves ahead. Yeah, he's solidly not the jerk. I mean, even like spouting off. I guess he could have like, hey, that's not cool, man, because like it was my inheritance that you guys used to pay for the house. But like, if he got
But
at
they would
the
have kicked him out of the house if he'd said anything.
that last paragraph though, where in front of his whole family, because after I left, they all had stuff to say about it. So that means that his family knows that they're in the wrong. His mother and father, and it's like that. It's messed up that they used the inheritance.
Oh, no, no. I think what it meant was that they were talking crap on him after he left.
Oh yeah,
And him spouting off. I think they're saying that they were complaining about him
huh?
getting in like his stepdad's face.
I don't know. It just my mom is expecting me to apologize for embarrassing him in front of his whole family. I think if they were like bad mouthing the son, he'd be embarrassed.
No. Oh, that's fair.
Yeah,
But then
because
again, it would be embarrassing if they're like, "Oh, you should control your kid. I know he's not your kid, but you need to have a better hold on your
that's a
household."
good point too. Tell you what, guys, let us know in the comments what you guys think, because that's pretty up in the air, and that's where that context that we lack. So if you guys know, please let us know. All right, for the next story.
Am I the jerk for expecting my husband to pay for the tools my daughter used for the homemade necklace he threw out? My husband and I have disagreements from time to time, nothing major, just the normal stuff. He has a habit of throwing out something of mine as a way to teach me a lesson whenever he's upset with me after an argument. This time he threw out the handmade necklace my daughter, 13, made for me herself on Mother's Day. The argument was about him wanting to hang out with his buddies on, on the day of my mom's surgery. I wanted him to stay home and be with our daughter, but he refused. Yesterday, I found out he threw out the necklace, and after he admitted what he did, I went off on him and also told him that this necklace was special to me and that my daughter spent so much time and effort to make it. She comforted me, and then told me she'd make an identical one for me if I buy her the tools. So I went to my husband and told him I was expecting him to cough up the money to pay for the tools so my daughter could make me a similar necklace. He laughed and said I was delusional to expect him to pay when I haven't even apologized for my part of the argument. But I felt I had nothing to apologize for, and that, yes, he should stay home for a family emergency. He said, why don't you have one of your friends come stay with Chloe? Oh, yes, you don't have any. This peed me off, but he said he wouldn't pay. But I told him that our daughter knew what he did, which set him off, saying I was trying to turn our daughter against him and brainwash her into thinking he was a bad guy in the situation. I told him I'm still expecting him to pay, but now he's saying that I ganged up on him with our daughter. I know people who are like this. Like, I know this is terrible, but like, he's victimizing the argument. He's saying that like she's the bad guy and that she's like, I know it sounds terrible, but like it's a very weird relationship. He's like admitting that she doesn't have any friends. He is trying to like, he doesn't want her around her family because like he doesn't like, cause it's either she has to pick between her daughter or her mother.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, it's thrown me off about the fact that he's like throwing stuff away when she's doing something wrong. Like, that's a very serious no.
Because what? I'm gonna say this: she's not the jerk for expecting her husband to
Pay for the tools.
pay for the tools. She is the jerk for staying with him. I know that it's hard to make that judgment call, but whenever your husband has a habit of throwing out something of mine as a way to quote teach me a lesson whenever he's upset with me. She had to pick between going with her mother on the day of her mom's surgery or staying home to watch their daughter because he wanted to hang out with his friends.
I would tell him to grow up or get out.
Yeah, this isn't.
But
I'm
I don't think
surprised.
she's a butthole for that, cause like
I'm
right
surprised that
now,
she's not in jail. I didn't realize marrying children was legal.
that's a terrible joke.
No, he's
But no.
acting like a child.
Yeah, but here's the thing: we don't know like she.
That's a fair point. We
if
don't know
she,
her
no,
circumstances.
she might be in that relationship for like a long time. She also has a kid. Like that's a very, like she can't just up and
But
leave him.
That's his daughter that wanted to be with our
Yeah.
daughter, and he took something that she made, their daughter put time and effort into, and she made out of love for Mother's Day for her mother, And he thought it was more important to get rid of that, to teach the mother a lesson that he should be able to do whatever he wants and not take care of his family over.
He has a very um I don't know how to phrase it. It's
He's stupid. he has a
he
dumb
thinks like
complex.
she should take care of everything, and he should just be like, maybe he's the provider of the family, so maybe he has the mentality he's sole provider, but like that's all he has to do. Like maybe he's one. I don't know.
But part of it, if he's an actual husband, part of it is stepping up for his family. Whenever he
Yep.
said, "Why don't you have one of your friends come stay with Chloe?" That's not her friend's responsibility.
Well, and also he's like, oh, you don't have any.
Yeah, that's not. She probably does have friends. She probably has more buddies that enjoy hanging out with her than he does. If he lets her have them, I mean, heck, their daughter's a teenager, a young one, granted, but like, has it always been this way? That's why this context is important. I agree with Shannon though. I'm judging a bit harshly with her staying there. I don't know her situation, so I'm gonna put not the jerk. She's not the jerk for expecting him to replace it. I just
He's the jerk in this situation,
oh yeah.
and I don't think she's like so much a jerk and all. Like it's not. Yeah, it might be her fault for staying, but like you said, we don't know the circumstances.
Yeah,
There
it's
might
definitely
be
his fault.
something.
Like all in all, it is definitely the husband's fault. He is barely a functioning human being, let alone a functioning husband and father. Did I say that?
You're gonna say that and he's actually gonna be like a really nice person, but
How?
having a rough patch in his life. I don't know.
No.
Maybe. I don't
Talk
know.
about a rough patch. You throw away your wife's stuff to teach her a lesson whenever he's upset. What? Just, I'm sorry. I know I'm going on a tangent here, but until I haven't apologized for my part of the argument. What's her part of the argument? I want to be with my mother when she has surgery. I don't want to. I think me being my mother is more important than you glugging down a few beers at the local bar with your buddies. That's her. That's her part of the argument, and then going. I think you should replace it. I don't think I should have to pay to have my stuff replaced after you get rid of it. But again, let us know. Let us know down in the comments what you guys like think.
Okay, for the next story.
Am I the jerk for refusing to let my ex's kid come with us to Disney?
Alright, so I have a son, 13 male, with my ex-husband. We got divorced because he was having an emotional affair which turned physical, and had a kid with the affair partner, and is a single dad at the moment as the affair partner left.
My son goes over to his house on weekends, and sometimes his kid comes over to my house because my son and him are somewhat friends, and I don't really mind.
The problem is now that I am planning on taking me and my son to Disney, as I have been saving up for him, as I believe he should go there at least once in his life to experience it, as well as him having good grades for the whole semester.
I believe that my son must have told his half-brother, as my ex-husband called me and asked what day I'm planning to leave, and am I driving or him? I was confused initially, but I realized what he was talking about and told him that it was just going to be a trip for me and my son.
He started to get mad and accused me of favoring my son over his half-sibling and trying to be petty for his past actions and such, and told me I should at least have offered for his son to go too.
I told him no, as I wasn't going to pay for another plane ticket and other supplies, and that if his son wanted to go, he needed to pay for himself. I hung up before he could say anything else.
Now my son says that his dad is disappointed about my decision to go and trying to change my mind on his half-sibling could have fun too, instances of other remarks.
My ex and a few of my friends who heard about the situation say I'm the jerk for not letting his brother go on a trip as well, and that I'm being selfish and petty, so I'm starting to reconsider everything and just relenting, so I wanted an outside opinion.
See, here's my thing though. I'm curious who told the friends, because if it was the ex, of course it's gonna be skewed. But I know it sounds terrible, but like she's a single mom. Like yeah, they share like custody and everything, but she's
yeah.
solely paid for her son.
That's one income.
Yeah, like to be fair, like she does watch the other kid, but it's not her kid. Like I don't know why the guy's going, oh, you're being petty. Like if he really wants his son to go, he can pay for his son.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's your kid, bro.
Like it's not her being petty for wanting to take her biological kid. Like it shows like she's only letting the other kid go to her house because her son is friends with him.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It's like if we had friends over and then like your friend's parents contacted us because we went on a trip without them. Like it's
The
like
part
it's not she. Yes, it's half sibling, but it's not her like
it's not being
kid.
malicious. I mean, look, I told him no. I was like, wasn't gonna pay for another plane ticket and other
Yeah,
supplies,
so
and that
if he
if
paid
his
for it,
son
his
wanted
kid
to
could
go,
go.
he needed to pay for himself. She didn't say, "Oh no, you had the child with your the person you cheated on me with, so he can't come at all."
Yeah.
If she didn't like the kid, she probably wouldn't let him like come over. She doesn't mind if the kid comes over. She treats him like a friend, because she's the kid's not her son, the kid's not her spouse's son. They, you know, got divorced. I mean,
Yeah, I know it sounds awful, but like she's not required in the least to take care of this kid. She's helping. I feel like she's being generous. Like she's
oh,
honestly
absolutely.
seeing it as like a her kid's like friend from school or something like that.
Yeah.
And like it'd be different, but like
Also,
she she's taking her son. It's supposed to be a bonding moment, mother and son. Like
and
it's not like she's taking her spouse or anything like that, or any other person. It's her and her son.
and I know she doesn't list her job or her income, but whenever she talks about, I've been saving up for him, because I believe he should go there at least once in his lifetime. This isn't like a yearly thing or like,
Yeah, it's not like she has a lot of money, and she's worked at it. She's been trying so hard, and like she can't just send her son.
yeah.
She has to go. Like someone has to go with him.
So
And
absolutely, I'm gonna say she's not a jerk in this situation. I
I'm
don't
saying
know.
the other guy's a bit of a jerk because like he's trying to force her to pay for another kid
That
when he
bottom
should pay for it.
paragraph where it says who heard about the situation. If like I told my friend something, I'd say I'd word it personally, like the friends I told about the situation. But if they heard about it, the ex is probably saying like, "Oh, she just
Oh,
hates my kid."
she told me she didn't want to be around my kid, like all this other stuff, because he's angry. Obviously,
Yeah,
he's like he's trying to manipulate the situation. Like he's
yeah,
trying to
he is.
manipulate his son
To go
by
try to change my mind.
yeah, he's trying to get his young kid, like well not young, I guess 13, to like go change his mom's mind, and like he's guilting the kid for going when it's him and his mom.
But look, I mean, the guy couldn't keep up with his marital vows. I don't
Or up
doubt.
with the affair lady.
Yeah, or I don't doubt that he's not up to like gossiping about like trying to like change, and it seems to be working. Look at that bottom paragraph where she says she's starting to reconsider everything. Don't take
Like
your
she saved
brother's
up for her and her
not
kid.
brother, your son's half brother. It's not your child. It's not your responsibility. It's great that you let him come over, but if his dad wants him to go, have him pay for it. If he really cares about his son, maybe he should pay for it. He's not paying for your combined son, so technically he has two children in the mix. You have one child. You're paying for one child. He pays for the other child. That seems perfectly fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, that was I would say a lot of fun, but I'm not a dirty liar. It was a bit of fun. Just reading about how
Just the ridiculousness of some of them, like just like
I don't know.
it's just unexpected. I think like that was the majority of our laughter. Is just like
We came
weren't
in.
expecting.
We came
it.
in pretty blind. I read the title and I skimmed through it to see about how long it was, but
I
beyond
saw
that,
nothing.
yeah, beyond that, Shannon came in absolutely blind. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. If you guys didn't enjoy the video, don't do any of those.
Yeah, because we're not gonna force you to like us.
That's true. Just like all of our friends, just like this kid's, just like this kid's
No,
husband.
we're gonna like
Not kid's husband.
we're just gonna like comment and
End
be
up on
like,
the
I
list.
can't believe that you didn't you didn't
I'm-
like us.
I'm back to that first one,
I'm
but
so sorry.
hey, have a great one.